All right, that guy who talks to himself in women's DMs, Trey Rags. This nigga's funny as hell, bro. Hold on, let me see this.
Dang, she is fine as hell. Should I DM her? Nah, she don't even follow me. Nah, DM her. She is way too fine for you to let her pass by like that. Alright, I'm gonna message her something. Let's see. Yeah, I think she'll like this. Yeah, there you go. Watch, she gonna say something. Ooh, check the DM now. She ain't respond yesterday, but she probably responded today. Let's see, she had to, man. Ah, damn. No, she probably missed it. She probably missed it. You gotta send another.
Hey, hey, I will say though, when I was younger, bro, I'm talking like high school, bro. I used to be on that same shit where I text a chick, and I'd be like, man, she ain't responding yet. Let me see if she responded today. You know what? Damn, well, she probably ain't respond, man. That's what's fucking crazy.
That's another. I'm saying she gonna see this one. She gonna see this one for sure. For sure. You know, people be busy. You know, that's normal. That's normal. You gotta work for good things. You gotta work for good things. Did she responded, man? Listen. Dang. Well, I guess that's it. You're probably just not interested. Nah, you just gotta message her again, man. You just gotta message her again. Nah, I'm gonna just move on. No, message her again.
I'm telling you. Especially, I'm telling you, especially when you're younger, bro. Now that I'm older, I don't really care for like any sort of relationship, so I don't go around texting like trying to slide in DMs and shit like that. When I was younger, bro, like that thought would be like something, man. Maybe just text her one more time. Like, nah, bro. I'm telling you, that's some real shit.
Message her again. What was your problem, bro? You just gonna give up on your future wife like that? She's a queen and she wants you to work for her. She giving you all the signs. You don't just walk away on that. Come on now.
You know, she's still playing hard to get.
For real, like she playing hard to get for what?
She on your body. She wants you.
Right.
She on your body, nigga.
You want me so bad.
Right. Tell her stop playing with you. Tell her stop playing with
me, yo.
Tell her again.
Message me back. Stop playing
body, with me.
Nigga. What was her birthday today?
Oh, it is her birthday today.
You about to text her happy birthday, ain't he?
You know you got message her.
You about to text her happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
This nigga, hey, this nigga wilder, bro. You about to turn to a full fucking psychopath.
Happy birthday.
Dad, can you help me do my homework?
This nigga got a kid.
Yo, stop banging on the door! Stop banging on the door! Damn! Ah!
Look at her cooking her story just for you.
Dang it. Hey, babe.
What, yo?
I gotta use your phone real quick. I was texting my mom.
Nah.
Nigga, what? I better this bitch. I would have been to me another bitch. I'm like, hey babe. I wasn't expecting that. What the hell?
No, I was texting my mom.
No,
just
use your own phone. What are you trying to use my phone?
My phone just died. It's an emergency. I really need to text her. I was just
wait 1 minute till it charges and turn on.
No, I needed to message her right
bro.
now.
Why are you flirting with me right now?
What are you talking about?
Because you flirting with me. I don't even do that.
I don't even
I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm not doing this tonight. No, I'm not doing this shit tonight, bro.
I didn't.
Damn.
Look at this nigga over here smiling while he texting.
Nah, I did, Pete. He is over there
Texting your girl, bro?
Chill.
Nah, it ain't no chill, dog. You messaging Shonda? That's what you messaging right now? You smiling?
Nah, me and her done. So we talk to my new girl.
Dang, y'all done for real? You serious, bro?
Yeah.
Dang. So when we gonna meet the new lady, bro? When we gonna meet her?
One day.
Word. Type shit.
Hey, that nigga, he said some one day. You about to do some psychotic shit, bro. That nigga Trey Rags is funny as hell, bro. He one of them. He one of them. He low-key the funniest nigga on the internet. I'm gonna be real with you. He one of the funniest niggas on the internet. Hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the other one I was gonna watch? Oh, here we go. All right. This is what the hell's going on with video game disc by Gamer. How do you, I don't know. I've been watching them for a while. I don't know how to pronounce that. Gamer X, Gamer ANX, Gamer X. Pretty much if you're kind of behind on what's been going on, a couple of weeks back after the GTA 6 pre-orders got announced, or maybe right before, Rockstar kind of said that the physical version is only going to include a digital code. There will be no disc. And a lot of people assume that was going to be because they wanted to prevent like leaks and shit, because I know like stores and shit usually the game like 2 weeks early, and they didn't want people to like, you know, play it and like shit starts getting leaked out before everyone else is able to play the game. So that was the belief, and people believe that physicals would just come down the line. Well, apparently not. Apparently, there's gonna be no physical, like no disc at all for GTA 6. And then on top of that, a couple days ago, Sony announced that January 2028, PlayStation will no longer be making video game disc. It's gonna be all digital. And apparently, like, they're already having their disc department start working on other shit and all that. And gamers are fucking pissed because, you know, people like the physicals, they like they like the disc and all that. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna watch the video. I'll give my 2 cents on it. Well, I'll pause it every now and then and mention things, boom, 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 and then towards the end, I'll give my 2 cents on the whole shit. Cause I understand why gamers are mad. I also can see why they're stopping though. So let's get into this video, man.
So GTA 6 is getting a physical edition that is only a physical edition if you employ scare quotes. Predictably, this made people furious. Discs aren't just plastic circles, they are leverage. It's important to understand that a physical disc is not ownership. Because I am against the idea of selling us a game license, and for the idea that we should be sold a copy of the game which we have the right to do what we want with, it's very important that I say that. Simply advocating for discs does not solve that with. We should be sold a copy of the game which we have the right to do what we want with.
Okay, that had me tweaking for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
I say that. Simply advocating for discs does not solve that problem, and not understanding that we didn't own the game on the disc and not fighting back earlier is what puts us in the situation we are in today. PlayStation is no longer going to be publishing discs either. But a question I certainly don't have an answer for is if Rockstar is taking their cues from
Oh, also, on top of that, apparently there's rumors that Xbox is gonna stop doing disc as well. But apparently there's rumors that Xbox is gonna try to do some sort of feature to where you can transfer your disc to a digital copy of the game or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
PlayStation, or if PlayStation is taking their cues from Rockstar, considering how minimal the Xbox is going to matter in the equation, and they're only launching on Xbox and PlayStation, at least in the beginning, presumably Rockstar would have known that PlayStation was doing this ahead of time and just said, you know what, why bother? Why do discs? But nevertheless, the physical disc itself was leverage. Legally, no, you didn't own the game. But because of the nature of physical objects, they didn't have the ability to take it back. Due to that leverage, you had the ability to preserve the game, to resell the game, to lend it to a friend or buy it used. But further, having a physical copy that's a glorified cereal box prize pretty much ends the whole midnight launch thing. GTA is one of the last series truly big enough to create an actual real world launch moment that people genuinely care about. Like, people used to line up for this stuff at the store, and that's where you'd meet people and talk to them and make friends. It's where you and your friends would go to experience something together. Because yes, we do live in a consumer society. It's not necessarily the most ideal thing, but back then it was community. Have you even
Okay, here's what I will say. I gotta get him. Um, I've never experienced a midnight launch at like GameStop or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I've never like experienced it in person. Everything I've seen has just been videos and all that. That being said, that's been dead for a long time. I think they know that. That being said, but he said like GTA is probably one of the last games that could create that. Is there a higher chance of GTA creating that? Yes, but I don't think niggas were gonna be going out at midnight. I'm sure there's some, but like when you have like a whole line going down the fucking block, like back in the day, I don't think even GTA 6 is gonna do that today because most niggas buy that shit digitally. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. Most niggas buy that shit digitally, so I don't think you were gonna like no matter like you might have got some people that were gonna do it, but you were never gonna have like a whole fucking street lining up to go to GameStop to get a GTA 6 copy on midnight day one. That just wasn't gonna happen. Like there's no shot that was ever gonna happen.
heard of a midnight launch happening for a video game this decade? I can't think of any. And I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to be like, actually, my local store did do a midnight launch for Madden in 2022 or something. And that's great. I'm happy for you and the 7 people that got to experience Civilization's final campfire. But that's not really the point. It used to not be aberrant. It used to be normal. And if that had continued, this new GTA would be pretty much the biggest version of that ever. GTA has never really been just a game people bought. It was the kind where people would call in sick the next day, or take time off, or whatever. But now the physical edition is a download code in a box, available a week early so you can preload the game before launch. To, I'm gonna say, probably everybody. This isn't the preferred way to experience something. I struggle to imagine somebody like, oh yeah, that's great, that's exactly how I want it. But also, I think this is a slightly more complicated conversation because this is GTA 6. If they did do a physical launch, we would have all of that happen. And we wouldn't for basically...
I don't mean to keep pausing and shit, but I do wonder like with the disc, like I know the main thing, like why do people want a disc of GTA so bad when they're not buying discs for other games? Because for me, the only reason I even considered maybe getting a physical copy was just to get the map and like see if they have the poster in the back. Because you remember, y'all know with GTA, at least with GTA 3 up to 4, you would get like the poster, like the poster girl, and then you would also get like the disc and boom, boom, boom. And GTA 5, you got the fucking map and shit. But other than that, like I don't know why people want the disc so bad today. I mean, because once again, people believe like they can't take it from you. Boom, boom, boom. Once again, like they're not. Rockstar wasn't ever gonna take There's no scenario where GTA 6 ever gets taken off the fucking game store on an Xbox or PlayStation. Boom, boom, boom. That's just not gonna happen. On top of that, like it's like he even said earlier, you don't own it. Like you don't own the game technically. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing was they can't take it away. If you're a collector, I get it. But the whole thing is they can't take it away from you. Boom, boom, boom. Check it, okay? Um, theoretically, yeah, they can't take it away. Like no one's gonna come to your disc and take it away from you. But if let's say they were to take it off like the Xbox store, the PlayStation store, or something like that, like you put that disc in it, like it ain't gonna load. It like uh case in point like the Friday 13 game, like niggas who had the disc for Friday 13th, you put it in, like it would just sit you at the home screen. You can't get into a game or nothing like that. Like you wouldn't be able to do shit. They would take it off. If they take it off, it's gone. Like that's just the reality of it. Like you'll get a fucking unable to read disc or something like that. Boom, boom, boom. So I do think in that regard, I think some people are overreacting when it comes to that because the only difference that disc is gonna make is you gotta go and just put it into your fucking PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? If people who wanted the poster and the map, boom, you're still getting that most likely. You know, so
the physical launch of any other game. The community elements of things have certainly been hollowed out, but people also do come out for the big stuff. And GTA 6 is the big stuff. If this were almost any other game, I think this would be a much simpler conversation. If basically any other publisher said, here's a beautiful box featuring a slip of paper like a fortune cookie with a series of letters and numbers on it, I think people would just straight up reject it. But of course, that is not what is happening. Rockstar hasn't released any numbers, but there are numerous estimates that pre-orders will be somewhere in the 10 million copy area, and that a large number of those pre-orders have likely already happened. So there's clearly something different about GTA, because the things that are happening around the release of it, while from a consumer standpoint suck, a lot of us wouldn't buy it if it weren't GTA 6, but it's GTA 6. And let's just be clear, I don't want to single out Rockstar here. All of the pro-consumer videos that we make, which sometimes target single companies, are really not meant to just be about a company. Rockstar didn't invent this business practice. We have seen a number of releases like this. Nintendo even invented a clever way of getting around this, in that they created digital keys that aren't really the game, they're just a thing that you have to run the game. It's basically a code in a cartridge for your Switch 2, which is
Nintendo be slick as fuck, boy. Them niggas. Nintendo, bro, they scandalous like a motherfucker, bro. They they know they wild.
gross. I don't like that, and I, as of now, own none of those. But as a result, I've bought games digitally that, I mean, either way, I don't own. Rockstar, however, is not doing this on a whim. They didn't come up with it. You could even make the case they're following a trend, despite the fact that their game will absolutely define many trends to come. It's not actually that particularly creative of a business decision. It's almost an uncreative business decision, even. Part of the reason they're doing it, however, I do think makes some degree of sense. I don't agree with it and I advocate against it, but Rockstar wants control. I don't think they just hate physical media and want to personally slap every collector in the face. I think they want control. We all want control. They're just an entity with unlimited money to exert control. I'm going to go through a little bit of the rationale, and this is not an endorsement of the rationale. I just want to say that straight off. Please understand that before you write your comments. But if real discs exist, they have to be manufactured, shipped. They go to warehouses and retailers and stock rooms, and employees handle them. Delivery trucks move them around. Every step is essentially a point of failure. And with GTA 6, a copy getting out isn't just somebody playing the game early. It's spoilers, cutscenes, the map, missions. It's all everywhere. It's endless YouTube videos about leaks. It's endless information out that they view as part of the reason people buy their game. And correct.
What I will say too is that's another thing. Like I said, the disc gets out. I said that earlier. The disc gets out. Now the game starts getting leaked. Boom, boom, boom. On top of that, they got to spend. And like once again, I'm not defending them in any regard. Like what I'm saying, I kind of try to look at it from both ways. Because at the end of the day, this is a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't give a fuck how much money they make. I just want to play the fucking game at the end of the day. But looking at it from their eyes, what I will say is, every one of those discs that gets manufactured and shipped, boom, boom, that's going to cost them money. So I imagine what they're thinking is they're probably in the mindset of most people are going to buy this digitally anyway. And if they were going to buy physical, it's GTA. So, I mean, are they what? They're going to play GTA because there's no physical? No, they're going to buy that shit at the end of the day. So, in their mind, they're going to be saving more money by not releasing physical copies and spending the money to make all those discs and boom, boom, boom. They're going to save more money at the end of the day if they just put it all digital. That I guarantee you that's what they're thinking. Like, if we don't make these physicals, we'll save more money and make more money if we just do it this way instead of spending money to make all these discs with no guarantee that everyone's gonna fucking buy it. and then I guarantee that's how their mind is kind of working.
So, a lot of people don't like spoilers. For many, it deflates the value of the game. It makes it feel less impactful. I'm not sure I know.
And that being said, did I turn captions on? I don't really care to have that on. I will say spoilers I don't typically care for. When it comes to anything, pretty much. Like I think if it's good at the end of the day. I don't really care for spoilers. There's certain shit I don't want spoiled for me, and GTA is one of those things where I'm like, I'd be pissed if spoilers came out for that. But yeah, that's kind of my thing on that too.
Necessarily entirely agree with that. I subscribe to the it's not the destination, it's the journey philosophy on this stuff. It's not what, but how. But I am not everyone. And certainly, I sympathize with people who have this viewpoint because that's part of what you're buying. And to be clear, you're not buying it for a low price. $80 for the standard edition and $100 for the ultimate non-paywalled edition is steep. Generally speaking, games should not cost this amount of money.
I will say Rockstar bugging like a motherfucker though. They pretty much, if like access for the full game, you got to buy the ultimate edition. You're literally like, what was it, tattoo shops and barber shops and certain cars, boom, 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 all locked in the $100 edition. Like that's kind of fucked up at the end of the day. It's like it's like you get the game for $80, but if you want the full game, you got to pay the hundo. But like I think that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I am getting the ultimate edition, but I think that is fucked up.
Laid out an entire case for why games should target a price of between $15 and $30, $50 at the highest, in a video we did a week and some change ago called Why the Hell Is Nobody Buying Games? After this video, I'd highly recommend watching that. I think it's a good video. But part of the case is that games shouldn't have the kinds of budgets that Grand Theft Auto 6 has. Games shouldn't cost that kind of money. And I don't want to defend the price or the budget of Grand Theft Auto 6, but I will also say it's kind of the exception that proves the rule. I don't think I'm going to be critical of the budget of this game. I think that they spent a lot of money making what is probably going to be the most insane open world of all time. Whether we call it the best is far more subjective. The jury is, of course, out on that and won't be in until after we've been able to play it. But when Ubisoft makes like an Assassin's Creed and the budget is $400 million, like a quarter of the budget of Grand Theft Auto 6, that doesn't make any sense because it's nowhere near the value proposition that Grand Theft Auto 6 is. When EA Sports inevitably asks $80 for a yearly installment on some sports game, it's just nowhere near the value proposition that Grand Theft Auto 6 is. And again, this is not a defense for Rockstar, but I don't understand the possibility of some 20-25 hour linear adventure game hypothetically sitting on a shelf next to Grand Theft Auto 6 and costing the same amount. To me, it's the exception that proves the rule. There's always an exception that proves the rule.
That I do agree with. That I 100% agree with. I will say that.
And I think we've got it. Does that justify the price?
Oh, no, not at all.
But if anything, I think it strengthens the argument against the price of $80 games without being a bad game. Like, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a good game. Everybody is going to buy it. I know none of us are going to like buying it, but we're gonna. And it's an $80.
Here's what I will say, bro. I'm glad that they didn't charge $100 for the base game and like $150 for the ultimate, because that was like rumors I was seeing too. I know those rumors were popping a while back. Because the thing is, I'm telling you now, if Rockstar would have made GTA $100 for the standard edition, every fucking gaming company would assume they could do the same damn thing no matter the quality. So next thing you know, you're gonna get a copied and paste Madden game for $100 when the game last year plays and looked the exact same was $70-$80. So I'm glad they didn't do that, because that'd have been on some bullshit, because every game would have tried to follow it.
$100 case with a piece of paper with some numbers and letters on top of that. It feels icky. And I know that there's going to be some people that say, well, you're supporting these practices by buying it. And I want to push back on that point because we don't control these companies' decisions. They do. How we purchase generally doesn't affect their decisions. Unless it is catastrophic in terms of sales, whoever ran the cost-benefit analysis is probably correct that it will not be a catastrophic cost to them in terms of sales, or even realistically speaking, a cost to them in terms of sales. Just as the physical game is level cost.
$1 billion in first hour pre-sales? Fuck.
To them in terms of sales. Just as the physical game is leverage that allows us to be able to do certain things based on the physical reality of an object, the question of if consumer outrage affects a company's decisions depends on leverage. What leverage do the consumers have? Now, I know that many of us who are purchasing the game are wise to all of these things. We understand this. We've been following the industry for a long time. And there's other people who maybe haven't been following the industry a long time, but are extremely observant and notice the practices of companies as they happen. But you have to understand the reach of Grand Theft Auto is so far beyond us. There will be hundreds of thousands of people that watch this video and agree with what I'm saying about these things. And there are billions of people on the earth. There are far more casual gamers who buy 1 or 2 games a year and don't really pay attention to the industry or the practices. And that's who's gonna play this game more than us. What's our leverage? If we don't buy the game, the consequence isn't they sell so much less to them that it doesn't matter. The consequence is that they find new consumers who don't know the stuff we know, which is, to be clear, the worst outcome, because then they stop caring about making a game that satisfies people who understand games.
100%. 100%. I'm telling you. Because fucking, if they start giving it to niggas who don't really know much about that shit, now they don't know much about that shit, so them niggas gonna think that's the new normal, and then they're gonna start getting away with more shit, and they're gonna make shit just for those people and they won't understand the difference. That's what I'm saying. If you don't know this shit, say the people that don't know that shit stop buying, they're gonna their targeted audience is gonna change, bro, and they're gonna get away with more shit because those niggas won't know those niggas won't know what to expect from that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
People who understand when a practice is exploitative, people who get this stuff. There's certainly enough of us that our sales matter to them that they will attempt to make a game that satisfies us, but not enough of us where they can't find people who know less. And that's partly why we make videos like this. We're trying to bring more of that awareness out there. But I don't want to do something in which I create unrealistic expectations for people by saying, you shouldn't buy the game. That will have an effect. I know that it's not as fun to say.
Niggas who say that, bro, they'll be like we just can't fucking buy the game. It won't have an effect. Bro, let me tell you something. There's just certain games, bro. It's like Call of Duty and all that other shit. People go, stop buying it. It won't have an effect, bro. Them niggas, like something like Call of Duty, bro. Look how long it took for their sales to fucking decline, bro. And I believe the only reason their sales really took a hit for the Black Ops 7 was because it was a Black Ops 6 and then a Black Ops 7 right afterward. I think that had an effect on it. This is because it's literally just, it feels like the same game just with some new mechanics. I think that's literally what it is. But there's gonna be niggas that buy that shit, bro. And you going, oh, don't buy it because boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you might get a couple people that might not buy, but for the most part, it's not gonna be that big of a difference to where these companies notice it. That's just not how it works. So if people start going, tell people don't buy GTA, so yeah, you might get a couple people that go, all right, I'm not buying it because this is fucking wrong. these niggas are still gonna make billions of fucking dollars, bro. So you not buying it, you're not hurting them. Fucking, you're not hurting them. You think the $80 that you didn't spend is gonna make them sad when they just made billions of dollars off that shit? No, they're not worried about that shit. You're just hurting yourself at the end of the day because you won't get to experience the game. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to experience it, all you gotta do is hurt yourself by not experiencing it. You know, so like, if you're not gonna, if you truly don't want to buy the game, don't. But like, don't do it just because you think, oh well, I'm gonna show them. They gotta see that, boom, boom, boom. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna make any sort of difference to what they make.
But again, this is such an outlier of a game that almost anything that happens with this game, sales-wise, positive or negative, will be viewed as an exception. Beyond that, I just don't believe we have the leverage to cause something.
No.
I don't want to say these things to depress you or to make you feel as though you have no power. The fact is, I want to say these things because I want people to start asking the question, what's our leverage? If we start asking that question more seriously, we will start finding our leverage. Because it's not your wallet. You can't vote with your dollars. That has not changed things. Look at the overall trend for the industry. You voting with your dollars got us to today. I can try to explain the mechanics of it and have people argue with me all day long, but today is the result of voting with your dollars. It doesn't work. That isn't Rockstar. That isn't dumb consumers. That isn't any of that. It's the fact that we don't have leverage over the industry. Why? And this is the point where I tell you, I don't have the answer. And no one person will have the answer. If somebody makes a video telling you this is all that's got to happen and things will change, that's a lie. It might be a comfortable, fun lie that feels good, and it might even just be that person lying to themselves rather than to their audience. And it's not even necessarily inherently dishonest, but it's a lie. Now, this is...
All right, hit the pause. Let me go take a piss real quick. I'll be right back. All right, we back. Okay, like you were saying, once again, yeah, that was pretty much what I was saying. You can't answer with your wallet because it ain't gonna fucking matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, these games, a lot of them, like, especially these bigger titles, they still gonna get their money. People are still gonna play them. Call of Duty, like I said a little bit ago, Call of Duty every year. Fucking people always say, man, COD sucks. It's the same stuff. They need to go back to the old days. We just don't buy. Boom, 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 boom. And what happens? Call of Duty is typically one of the most bought games of the year. And then you get 6, 7, 8 months. It's still one of the most bought games and most played games on these fucking consoles. I mean, and same thing with GTA 5. I mean, like, that's literally what's gonna happen, bro. And people be like, oh, they're milking and boom, boom. Like you're like, you going, man, I'm not buying this shit. It ain't gonna make no difference. It's just not, because for every one person that isn't gonna buy it, nine out the other 9 niggas are still gonna get it, bro.
Isn't a conspiracy or anything. I don't think that anybody's actually intentionally going, oh, we got to do the thing that Falcon's about to describe so that nobody has any leverage against us. I mean, there might be some psychopath out there doing it, but at very least, most probably aren't even thinking about it. Part of the reason we don't have leverage is these types of actions, which take away things like I mentioned, the midnight launches where people make friends and community is built. Social bonds are leverage in a way that consumer decisions are not. Is that a solution? No, but it's certainly part of the problem. Companies are seeking control for reasons that make sense to them. The whole leak thing, I don't think is smoke that they're just blowing up our asses. I think Rockstar probably actually is pretty concerned with the story of their game leaking. It is a single-player game with a story. Now, granted, it's a big sandbox, and a lot of people play Grand Theft Auto, not for the story, but for that. But we've been making the case that this is the kind of game people want. Single-player games with a beginning, middle, and end. It's why we started the 1% Club and the Falcon Show, which, by the way, join it to get that exclusively every weekend. A lot of these types of discussions take place there, as well as a bunch of other unhinged stuff. But we have centered on that because data bears it out. This is the kind of game that's important. And to some degree, it's also important that Grand Theft Auto succeeds in that respect, which places me, personally, in a very conflicted position.
No, I do agree. I think it's very important that GTA 6 succeeds without the online at launch, because I think it'll show these other companies that single player games still sell and are still fucking goated. And I think if again this won't fail, but if GTA 6 failed, people without the online, people will look at it and go, "See, we need an online multiplayer, or we need a live service." Boom, 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 boom. No, these games will still sell if it's single player. You just gotta make a great fucking game. But a lot of these companies, bro, they feel the need that they need like these multiplayer live service games. Boom, boom, boom. No, bro. So I do agree that it's important that GTA succeeds in that aspect.
Rockstar is the trendsetter. What they do here to make a single-player game a worthwhile business prospect will be copied by other developers and publishers. And to be clear, that's good, because a lot of these people have been trying to copy each other with the live service model, and like the successful live service game is the unicorn one is chasing across the rainbow. I want more of this type of game. I don't want hundreds of millions of dollars to be spent on this type of game. I want developers to understand you need smaller teams and smaller budgets to make something that is actually a very high-level AAA experience now. Technology and technique have advanced significantly over the last 30 years, and you can make something pretty insane with a group of 50 people and $50 million. And you can make a profit much easier off of that than you can with a staff of 1,000 and a budget of $500 million. And you could be making more games like this with these smaller staffs and budgets. Like, you don't have to fire everybody in your company. You could make smaller sub-studios and make more games for less money that are frankly quite good with the level of technology we have today, and you could make more money. This took Rockstar 13 years. Ostensibly, they've been working on at least concepts of Grand Theft Auto 6 since the day Grand Theft Auto 5 went gold. There's no chance nobody was working on it in the whole company. That's a long time that most studios can't go between games. And they don't need to. Not everybody is Rockstar Games, and not even because of talent, but not everybody can be Rockstar Games. But that's the business side. We aren't the business. You guys, me, we just buy games. And while I often leave you with some kind of prescription, I think that we're at a point where asking the questions and having the conversations is far more important than trying to pretend we have the solutions, because we don't. If we did, we'd be doing them. Our previous attempts at changing how this industry works haven't worked. Am I excited about Grand Theft Auto 6? Absolutely.
100%.
Will I buy it?
100%.
Absolutely. Don't tell me that I'm some degenerate idiot who doesn't care about everybody else.
Right.
I'm not the reason the business is like this, and neither is anybody else who is buying the game. We live in the world as it is today. It is asking the questions that could potentially give us the way to make it better. And so, rather than attempting to tell you that I am the expert and that I know everything, I think we only get somewhere together. So, while we always ask for comments at the ends of videos, I really, in particularly, want to direct you to our comment section on this one. I want this particular video to function like the forum posts of old. Let's have that discussion. Let's talk about where we go from here. Let's talk about what things are going to look like in a few years. Let's talk about what we could potentially do to have leverage. rather than angrily freaking out about every single thing that happens, why don't we start talking about what we actually can do? And it's not just don't buy the game, because that's not how it works. Again, that's the strategy that got us here today. I've heard people say to vote with your wallet my entire life, and most people take their own advice on that. So what do? Leave us a comment, let us know. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. The best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I'm Falcon. Again, join the 1% Club. That's where you get the Falcon Show exclusively every weekend. I'll meet you down in the comments. We'll see you next time right here on gameranx.
Hey, W video, man, shout. Oh, gameranx. Oh, fucking so. I've been watching these niggas for a minute. I never paid attention to that at the end. Gameranx. Huh. Why didn't I know that? I guess it's been a minute since I watched one of their fucking videos, but damn. Yo, W video. Yeah, I agree with him 100%. I don't think he told one single lie in that bitch. Now what was I saying? The video game disc thing. Once again, I get why people are mad about it, but I also get the company side of things. Once again, the money takes the amount manufacture that shit, when a lot of people don't even buy physicals no more. And all that. Now I think a lot of people are just, they want something to be mad about when it comes to that. And one thing, I'm not defending these people, these companies, but like I'll go on a Twitter section and they'll be like, do you still buy physicals? And 80% of niggas will say yes. I'm like, no, the fuck y'all don't. Majority of people aren't buying physical copies no more. That's just the reality of the shit. Do some people still buy shit? Yeah, 100%. Me personally, the last physical game I believe I bought was Modern Warfare 2019. And I bought the physical because I had it on the Xbox One. And then I didn't buy any game and during the pandemic, because all I played was Modern 2019 and Warzone. 2021 as a Christmas gift, I got, was it 2021? Yeah, 2021 as a Christmas gift, I got Call of Duty Vanguard, the physical version. But then I ended up buying a Series S for myself, Xbox Series S. Got rid of my Xbox One, so I gave my physical version of Vanguard to one of my friends with the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X, and he bought me the digital version. I haven't bought a physical game since, with my own money. I haven't bought a physical game since I was 2019. Since 2019, I was, how old was I in 2019? I was 15 years old when I bought that. I am 22 now. Everything I bought has been digital. I have a PS5. I have the disc version of the PS5. The only reason I have a disc version of the PS5 is because for all my movies that I have, because I still collect physicals on movies and shit. But I only use it to watch movies and shit. I'm just like, I can just buy a Blu-ray player if I need to, but it's nice to have the disc drive for that. And it's kind of the same reason that people collect games and why they collect movies, because of course you could go, well, you can go on streaming and boom, 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 boom. But the thing is, like with movies, like sometimes these movies aren't on the streaming services. You know what I'm saying? With these games, they're typically on the fucking store. Now, obviously, they can get taken away and all that shit, but you know. I don't buy games like with my physical. I only use it as a pretty much a movie player for my disc drive. That's literally all it is on my PS5. So I like at the end of the day, I can see why these gaming companies don't want to do it no more. But then I can also see why people are pissed, because like the niggas like to collect shit, or the niggas that want to have it, it can't be taken from you. I get it 100%. W video, man. Part of me want to watch why the Blumhouse Halloween trilogy failed. I'm a big horror fan, especially Michael Myers. In my opinion, that's the greatest horror movie character of all time. Why Nico Bellic went quiet. I want to watch that video, but I think I'm gonna wait. We're gonna play GTA 4 soon. We gotta get GTA 4 and 5 in before GTA 6 comes out. I think when GTA 6 comes out, I might just take 2 days off of work just to stream that shit. That might be the move. Oh yeah. Let's go on Twitter for a little bit. See what's going on there. Hold on. PlayStation updated its terms of service in April 2026. Section 21 outlines how inactive PSN accounts might be closed. If a PSN account remains active for 36 months, Sony may begin the account closure process. The account holder will receive an email notification and has 6 months to sign in and request that the account remain active. Oh, okay, makes sense. People don't fucking play, I guess. Sony can lock your account if you leave it unused for 3 years. You lose all your digital purchases. I don't know about that. That's fucking. I guess it's closing the account, but I don't know. Notifications. GTA trailer 3 is coming soon. People keep saying that. Would you still be gaming if a game became entirely subscription service streaming based? When we say like cloud streaming, no. What the fuck? Like you have to do a subscription service just to play the fucking console? What the? Who would do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm confused on that. Like a subscription just to pay the fucking console. PS Plus and Game Pass just playing a game. I think anyone with a brain realizes, like, if these companies have any sort of brain, they wouldn't do that. Before the BO1 and BO2 ports come out, I need to let the new generation know that this is the worst gun to use on BO1. Gun from us, stay away from. This nigga is trying to make sure that no one else uses the best gun in the fucking game. This nigga think he's slick. Breaking LeBron James' sign with the Cleveland Cap. That's I'm not getting sent. LeBron, I could see him signing with the Cavs at some point, though. I could see it. I think he either goes to the Cavs in his career in Cleveland, where he started, the Warriors. I don't think he'll go to Miami. I don't think he'll go to Miami. I could see the 76ers, though. I'm hoping the Warriors. The Warriors my team. Warriors is my team mainly because I'm a big fan of that dynasty period with Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond, boom, boom, boom. That's my favorite team of all time. My favorite team is the Warriors, so it's Warriors over everybody. But I'm also from Indiana, so my second team is the Pacers. Although the Pacers weren't shit last season, but yeah. So my favorite. So if I prefer them to go anywhere, I prefer them to go to the Warriors. I hope it happens. You can't play this digitally. That is true. I think right. PS3 under official means. Huh, okay. What's one game you'll defend no matter how much hate it gets? One game I'll defend no matter how much hate it gets? I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. You know what? I'll say no. I'll say Call of Duty, and the reason I'll say Call of Duty is because I think a lot of people give it some unfair criticism sometimes. Now, there's a bunch of things I think are wrong. The skill-based matchmaking, some of the maps be trash, boom, boom, boom. A lot of it feels, especially, I think, like when you get two Black Ops games in a row, that's when people say it's copy and paste. I could see that. How we got two Black Ops games in a row. But I do think like Black Ops 7 to me is a decent game. It's a good game. People will sit here and say it's fucking terrible. I think a lot of people hate. No, Call of Duty could make the best game possible today. I think a lot of people. It's the cool thing to hate Call of Duty, where some people will trash it no matter what. And I'm not saying I'm like a Call of Duty defender because I think some of these games are trash too. Like to me, like in in the modern era of Call of Duty, so 2019 and up, I think 2019 was great. I love 2019. That's a game where you either love it or hate it. I love that game. I can admit there's some terrible shit with it. It did start a lot of the bad cycles that are in the modern Call of Duty, but I love that game. I think Warzone played a big part of that too, but I love that game. Cold War, I didn't like it first, but I eventually grew to love. Vanguard to me was terrible. What was after Vanguard? Modern Warfare 2022, right? That game I didn't like, but I had fun moments on it because I was with my crew at the time. We played Search and Destroy, but I didn't like that game overall. Modern Warfare 3, I thought I was alright. I didn't play it that much though because I was kind of burnt out by that point. Black Ops 6, I wasn't too big on, and Black Ops 7, I think, is a decent game. I think some people will just go every modern game's trash, and I think it's just because it's a cool thing to do. I think some people give it unfair hate and just come down to this cool thing. I have a buddy where like I think we got into it one time. We didn't get it wasn't like an argument, but I like he said, "Oh, Cody's trash." I was like, "Why is it trash?" And he couldn't give me an answer. You know what I'm saying? The one thing about me is like if I ever say a game's trash, I'm gonna give you a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to have my own opinion on it. I'm not gonna go based off what other niggas say. I'm going based off what I think. So Call of Duty is one of those games I will defend in certain aspects. They do a lot of stupid shit, a lot of bad shit, but there's also to sit here and say every game they dropped every year in the last 10 years is trash. That'd be a lie. I don't think. I think some people give it unfair hate. So I will in certain conversations I will defend Call of Duty from that, and not even like an offensive like oh boom boom boom. It's like you're just going based off what these internet niggas say sometimes. What is this? Well, hold on. What was the thing? My ranking for the biggest games of the 2020s. Last of Us 2. Graphics of this decade. Last of Us 2. I don't know if any game beat Last of Us 2. Best gameplay of the decade. Are they just. Hold on. Last of Us 2. Yeah. I never played Elden Ring. Best story of the decade. I do agree with that. Best sequel of the decade. Agreed. Yeah, makes sense. Would Ghost of Yotide not be considered a sequel? Because it's not in the sequel category. I mean, yeah, you know what? I guess not. I guess not. It's not Ghost of Tsushima 2. I switched to PC years ago and I generally don't understand how anyone still tolerates consoles. But see, when PC niggas say that, bro, this is the stupid shit. Yes, PC got the good shit. You know, you buy your game, boom, boom, boom. You don't got to pay for online, boom, boom, boom. You got all these fucking games you can play, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we get it. On top of that, I'm on my PC right now. That's what I'm streaming with. That being said, this shit is expensive. And the prices are only going to continue to go up. That is why it's so hard for niggas to get a PC. But like when you go on Twitter or internet, people are like, I don't understand why people don't have a PC. This shit is expensive. Even if the Xbox or the PS5 dropped at $1,000, and I hope the fuck they don't because I think that'd be insane. But even if they were $1,000 next generation, which is where we're getting at, it'd still be cheaper to get a PC. I mean, you can get a cheaper PC, but then you like now the main games you want to play you can't run like GTA 6. That ain't gonna run on a $1,000 PC. You got to put like at least 3 bands in that bitch to run like a GTA 6 or something like that. And I think a lot of people fail to understand that, bro. And they just want to. I think a lot of people fail to understand. Either they fail to understand that, or they just want to get on the internet and flex that they got a fucking PC. Like I don't. I think people need to realize like not everyone's making enough money to where they can just casually drop 3 bands, 3.5 bands on a amazing fucking custom built PC and run every game they want. There's a reason why people still buy consoles even though they're going through all this fuckery with them because it is cheaper and it's more. You're spending less money on it. You know what I'm saying at the end of the day. I mean, in the long run, you're probably spending more money with the online services and all that, but that's once a month. Like some nigga, you want a game and all that, boom, boom, boom. Is it easier to buy a PlayStation that was 500 and now, the PlayStation's what 650? Is it easier to buy a $650 PlayStation 5, or is it easier to buy a $3,000 custom built PC? Niggas gotta understand that. PlayStation Plus may see another price hike. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have PS Plus because I don't really have too many friends on the PlayStation to play with. I do have Game Pass because most of my friends are on Xbox. But the fact that they've been hiking these prices is crazy work. But it wouldn't surprise me. How often do you guys replay games these days? I replayed a lot, in all honesty. I don't replay much these days because I'm always busy with work. This is the first time I've touched Spider-Man since I first got my PS5, which would have been back in 2024. So this is the first time I've touched Spider-Man since then. I beat it the first time, and now I just beat it now. Um, and then we're gonna replay a bunch of games in the next coming months, like Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. I played those. I'm gonna be replaying those. We're gonna do GTA 4 and GTA 5 at some point. I'm gonna do all the Resident Evils before Code Veronica comes out. So I do replay games. I'm replaying games a little more now that I'm streaming. But like if I wasn't streaming, I probably wouldn't be replaying that much because I just find it hard to find the time sometimes with work. And then after work, I'm watching like a show or doing other stuff, going to my buddy's house working on something else. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't like if I wasn't streaming, I probably wouldn't be replaying as much as I do. I'd probably replay every now and then, but all that unpopular opinion. Black Ops 2 is still better than every Call of Duty release in the last 10 years. Change my mind. I agree and disagree. I agree in the sense of Black Ops 2 is what a Call of Duty game. It's the perfect Call of Duty game. Uh, but that being said, because Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. I love this fucking game. That being said, in certain aspects, no. I think in terms of movement and shit like that, in terms of movement and the overall flow of the game, I think there are many Call of Duty games that surpassed it. Because if here's the thing, a lot of niggas I think are nostalgia is a hell of a drug, man, and a lot of people are nostalgic for this fucking game. But when I went back and played this game multiple times, and I do still enjoy playing it. But when you go back and play this game, it's hard to play, especially when you play the newer ones, because the movement feels so much slower and clunky compared to a modern day Call of Duty. I don't think movement needs to be cracked the fuck out like they are in Black Ops 7. But I think you need to find a nice little middle ground. Like Modern Warfare, the movement in Modern Warfare 2019 and the gunplay of that game, I thought was fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I think certain aspects, like the fact that like the game came out fully finished, had an amazing campaign, amazing multiplayer, amazing zombies, boom, boom, boom. That is what a Call of Duty game should be. But I think certain aspects, I think certain aspects, although it's my favorite Call of Duty of all time, I think certain aspects, other Call of Duty games do outdo it in certain aspects, just not in the full complete set. And I think the older Call of Duties is a big case of nostalgia is a hell of a drug. And I said it a couple streams ago. When this game comes out, I guarantee you, it'll be popping for like a month, maybe two. But at some point, it's gonna drop. And everyone niggas has said, "Oh, real gaming's back. We got Black Ops 2 again." They're not gonna be playing it every fucking day like people think they are. That's the harsh reality of it. What's the best GTA cover? I mean, they're all pretty similar. Six, you kind of just feel like you just kind of get the feel the vibe for six. I'll personally say four though, just because I have a bias towards four. That's my favorite GTA of all time. Buy Wolverine physically. Cancel your digital pre-order and buy it physically. Imagine how dumb these Sony execs would look if the niggas are good. All 6,000 of these niggas that like this, they're not doing that. It's not that deep. In about 10, 15 years, everything will be digital anyway. It's not for 2 years. Yeah, absolutely. My friendly owned up to my mistake. No, yeah. Dog. I don't know, man. I think people gotta accept the fact that most niggas aren't gonna be doing that. It's just more. It's more convenient for niggas to buy shit digitally. I read that. Yeah, largest pushes disc manufacturing facility towards making. Yeah, I think I said that earlier. Xbox has never had a failed generation. 24,155,000, 84. The OG Xbox wasn't a failure because it was its first attempt, and the PS2 was popping, the greatest console of all time. I do think the Xbox Series is on track to outsell the Xbox One. What did the Xbox One sell? Well, what's the Xbox Series sales? I don't know Xbox Series sales. I think, yeah, no, I'd say the Xbox One was a failed generation. I'd even argue the Series S and X was a failed generation too. It's out on sale to outsell the Xbox One. Um, if the PS4 sold 55 million, would you consider that? Yeah, I would consider that a fucking failure. They sold 87 million beforehand. I think the Xbox One is a failure when you look at all that they fucking did. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I think the Xbox One failed. I think the Xbox Series also failed in general too. Um, I don't think the Xbox Series failed as bad as the Xbox One did. The first Xbox that wasn't a failure. 24 million on your first console, shout. That's good. 84 million with the 360. They damn near they outsold the PS3 for majority of that generation, bro. It was just those final few years of PS3 kind of caught back up. The Xbox One got clapped up by the PS4. Honestly, what makes it a failure is one, uh, it sold way less than the 360, and like you might not go, wow, it's 30, like it's damn near 30 million. That's not that much. 30 million is 30 million, but that's a lot. On top of that, the Xbox One, like, dude, the Xbox One, like, their marketing for that one was so bad to the point where niggas started getting the PS4 and shit. Like, that was Xbox One was the worst way you could have came off the 360 generation. I think the series consoles are better than the Xbox One. I think this generation's also failed. I don't think it's failed as bad as the Xbox One though. The Red Ring of Death. That once again, no, the 360 didn't fail because the Red Ring of Death. It still sold 84 million copies despite that. The GameCube was a failure. Xbox Series only 35 million. Really? Yeah, no. Oh, it failed even worse. I, I didn't know that he didn't put the Xbox Series sales, so he said it's on track to pass. I just assumed it was close. Oh fuck. Yeah, never mind then. The Xbox. Ouch. Piracy may become the only way to preserve digital-only games without legal reform. What's your choice for the next generation? Xbox, Helix, PS. My PC is good. It's not running like crazy games like GTA 6 or the new or Resident Evil 9 or like that. It ain't doing all that. So like, I will have a PC to play like smaller games, which I need to do at some point. The Xbox Helix and PS6. That's a toss-up. I'm sure I'll get them both at some point. Which one do I get first? I don't know. I'd have to. I think people saying. I think people really need to like while they're deciding this now. They really need to wait until we start seeing what the consoles are gonna have, and boom, boom, boom. The USA turns 250. Shout. Uh, do right now with old people suck. Is anyone excited for the Black Ops 1 port more than BO2? Most niggas are gonna Black Ops 1 isn't gonna get that much love. That's why like everyone's been talking about BO2, BO2, BO2. Black Ops 1 is like that meme of Squidward out inside watching SpongeBob and Patrick run outside. Never forgive them for what they took from us. Cheat codes, game manual. I'm sure GTA 6 will have cheat codes. Cheat codes, game manuals, demo disc, couch co-op being normal. Yeah, I don't know why all these games got rid of couch co-op. I'm sure there's a lot of niggas who still want to do that. Complete games at launch, 100%. No day one patches. Boom, boom, boom. Unlockable characters, secret costumes, bonus modes, physical collections. Cool. Where was I? Cool discard. Simple console dashboard. No account logins. No battle pass. No daily quests. No always online single player. That's the fucking stupidest shit. Always online single player games. I'll never forget, bro, when I had an Xbox One, when I first got my Xbox One, I didn't have internet, bro. So I had to use my hotspot to update it. Boom, boom, it took all fucking day. And then it went out. My hotspot went out, and then I remember like I would rent games and shit. I rented Need for Speed. This is when they did the Need for Speed reboot. This is like right before So this would have been 2017 because I didn't get to play Need for Speed reboot because I didn't get my Xbox One until like 2017. This was like 6 months before Need for Speed Payback came out, and I rented Need for Speed the reboot, the 2015 reboot. And I remember I went to play it and I couldn't fucking play it because I ain't have internet, bro. I was pissed because we went through like a phase there where we didn't have internet for a minute. 2008, GTA 4, my second favorite video game all time, goated. Fallout 3 never played. What's that? Dead Space never played. My nigga's been trying to get me to play that. Call of Duty World at War, fucking great. Star Wars wasn't fucking with it. Saints Row 2, goated. Spider-Man, which one is that? Web of Shadows. I played this, but I believe I played this on the PS2. Left 4 Dead, goated. Lego Batman, goated. Mirror Edge, never played. Midnight Club, goated. 007, goated. Fable 2, never played. Gears of War 2, that was dope. The rest of these I don't think I played. Super Mario Smash Bros. I have played Smash Bros. I don't really fuck with Smash Bros. Like that. I'm gonna be real. Black Ops 2 competitive classes. Are becoming interested in jailbreaking their consoles. Oh boy. One has to go. Which one are you removing? I don't really care for any of these besides Spider-Man. Top 12 Rockstar games of all time. How's GTA 6 up there? Come on now. This was fucking fire. Beauty of Annihilation. I love this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm everywhere Bro, dude, that used to be the shit when you fucking do the zombies maps and then fucking you could get the song to play during them. That was always fucking dope. GTA 4 NPCs always die in the most dramatic way. Oh, hell no. I'm saving it. I like that. I got the song on my playlist too. It's okay to buy digital games only. It's okay to buy physical games only. It's okay to buy both. It's not okay to not have a choice. Boom. I think the choice should be there to do what you want. I do agree with that 100%. Keep your PS6. I'll gladly live in the past. Hey, shout, man. I still have my PS2 to this day. I love my PS2. Down the line, we'll probably do some PS2 games on stream. Old SmackDown versus Raw, Need for Speed. We'll do Path to Neo. We'll do. I'll buy more PS2 games, man. I have GTA Liberty City Stories. We'll do some PS2 games in the future. Fun fact: GTA 5 is so old that the cover girl is using an iPhone 4 while we're on iPhone 17 now. Yeah, iPhones were still pretty new at that point in time. It's crazy. On accounts, do they not? Oh, from physical media. Okay. First person goes to stream anime series. I don't really fuck with anime all that much, but I might give it a check out. Without physicals, you have to pay full price for decade-old games. Yeah, that's something I don't agree with. I don't like that. Like, Call of Duty is the biggest. Like, I know I think they recently dropped the price for the Black Ops games, but fuck, bro. I remember, like, you go on fucking there, and then Black Ops 2 would be $60 fucking. Like, get the fuck out of here. After PlayStation's decisions in 2028, the situation now, it doesn't make sense. And the reason why, because PC, for the most part, is all fucking digital. And these niggas are complaining about not having digital. It don't make no fucking sense. Spider-Man movie, look up in theaters. I'll probably watch that. Calling Out for 2, Operator Leon. Oh, hell no. As a man, sometimes you gotta hit this post in the morning. 30 minutes, yeah. I can't tell if it's gunshots or fireworks. What the fuck? Reminder that Elon. Oh, no. He stopped playing as soon as he reached this part. I did remember him saying he stopped playing because you have to kill a cop or something. Infinite Steam loop, open Steam, update game, close Steam. You never actually play it. Why are we like this? Oh, they're trolling. I can't wait to play that game though. We're gonna be. I don't know when it's coming out, but we will be playing through. Not all the Resident Evil games, but most. We'll be doing 2 remake, 3 remake, 4 remake, maybe 5. I don't like 5 or 6, but I can get through them if I get a friend. I can get through it. 5, I can 100% get through. 6, I can't stand fucking 6. We'll do 7, 8 again, and we'll do Requiem. They can never take away our memories. 100%. The coolest shit as a kid, bro, was getting a new game on Christmas, bro. I remember I remember GTA 5, bro. My sister had bought it for me as a Christmas gift, but she had bought it like in October, November. She had bought it, and she hid it in my mama's room. And I remember I walked in my mama's room and saw it. I found it, and I went to my mom and said, "Yo, am I allowed to open it?" She went. My mom just went, "Yeah, go ahead." I opened that bitch and played it. My sister came home pissed, like, "You just ruined the fucking surprise." I was like, "Shit, my bad." What video game genres immediately destroyed your interest in it? And otherwise, amazing looking game. I don't know. I can't think of one. Decision. The problem is that's already diskless. Diskless. That's going to be diskless. Honestly, I'm surprised it took this long. The signs were on the wall the moment the PlayStation, the base PlayStation was a digital version only. Where they when they released a digital console. Same with the X when they released a digital console only. The signs were already on the fucking wall. You need to pay for a disc drive. Like, come on, man. The worst part about being a multi-console gamer. I haven't played a Switch, but like with Xbox and PlayStation, like I just kind of know where the buttons are at. You know what I'm saying? LeBron did no stout. One has to go. BO2, MW2, 2009. MW2, 2009. Sadly, I love BO2. Oh, this shit I saw already. Everyone's flexing their games. Oh yeah, GTA 5. That's the theme. Um, Gaming in a way. I think we're just going back to shit we already saw. Vin Diesel confirms Fast and the Furious 11. That needs to end. Life now, life in 6 months. Can't wait. I'm excited for Modern Warfare 4. From what I've seen so far, I'm excited from that. I didn't play a crazy amount of Black Ops 7 just because, like, I didn't buy it at launch. I bought it like halfway through the life cycle of the game on sale for like $30. So, you know, I didn't play too much of it. I played a little. I got probably like maybe like 20 something hours in it. The recent years it's crazy because when I was younger, I was more of a Black Ops guy. Now that I'm older, like current day CODs, I've been more Modern Warfare. So Modern Warfare 4 has definitely caught my attention a little bit, and I am interested to see uh how that's gonna go. No account, no login. Yeah, I do miss the one thing I do miss about that PS2, uh, and then into the Xbox 360 era was the fact of you just put the game in, you start playing. You have to do none of that install bullshit. You need an account. Like for the league that Bronny Sentinel is being held at ransom until LeBron James returns. Hell no. Alright, we'll watch one more video, then we'll wrap it up. Let's go back to YouTube. I want to watch that Halloween video. Why the Blumhouse Halloween trilogy failed. Let's get into it. Let me see this.
Evil dies tonight!
I'm not sure if there's ever been a trilogy more mishandled in the world of horror than David Gordon Green's Halloween films. What started off on a promising note with Laurie Strode being a gun-toting badass devolved into something that just couldn't stick the landing. From the lack of planning to introducing a brand new character that essentially sidelines Michael Myers.
Dude, this shit was fucking stupid, bro. Hold on. Where was he?
Being a gun-toting badass devolved into something that just couldn't stick the landing. From
Bro,
the lack of
if you ever seen if you watched that movie and you've seen the scene, that was the fakest shit I've ever fucking seen, bro. Where, if you remember that nigga Corey in that movie and Halloween ends, kicks the fucking door and the little boy goes flying off the edge of the stairs and fucking falls and his whole body just fucking explodes pretty much. Like, bro.
Planning to introducing a brand new character that essentially sidelines Michael Myers himself. This is why David Gordon Green's Halloween
pissed me off when they did that bullshit.
Happy Halloween, Michael.
Okay, for the newbies, let's do a brief rundown of how we got here. There are few horror franchises with as complicated a timeline as that of Halloween. If it's your first time, you pretty much need someone by your side to help explain what is even happening. See,
100%.
Laurie is Michael's sister, but not the sister that he killed as a small child, and she died in a car crash. Michael's got a niece named Jamie that he hunts down for a while.
Yep.
Just kidding, Laurie's actually alive and none of that Jamie stuff happened. Oh hey, now Laurie's really dead.
I will say, although the best Halloween movie, in my opinion, will always be the first one, my favorite will always be Halloween 4. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. That the best and my favorite. The best one, in terms of like start to finish best movie, the first one, Halloween 4, though, and to me is my favorite Halloween movie of all time. I love 4. I loved Jamie and Rachel duo so much. That was fucking dope. I loved everything about 4. It really puts you in that 80s vibe, and it feels like the 80s vibe. And I'd say that as someone that never even seen, that's never even been in the 80s, but it just feels like an 80s movie. Yeah, so Halloween 4 is fucking, that's the one for me. I love that.
Michael makes his reality TV debut with Busta Rhymes. Yeah, confusing.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
So it makes sense that, in order to introduce the series to a whole new generation, you'd reboot it. Only that gave us Rob Zombie's Halloween films, and honestly, the less said of them, the better. The franchise sat dormant for a while, with many scripts.
Hey, I will say, Rob Zombie's second movie, his second Halloween that's honestly, it's if not the worst, it's the second worst. Wow, I think his first one, it's not amazing, but I think it is watchable. His first one is watchable. I can tolerate his first one. If I was to rank him, honestly, I'd say Kills at the worst, mainly because it was Michael Myers was barely fucking in it. It was more concerned about the Corey story, which is a whole. I'm gonna have to start doing these tier lists, bro. When I was streaming a while back, I did tier lists and I would post them on YouTube and shit. I gotta start doing these again, because I do enjoy doing them and all that shit. And plus, I can kind of get my opinion more, and I have it all in front of me, so I can kind of see it. But off the top of what I like, Halloween Kills and then Halloween Rob Zombie 2, those are the two worst. You could interchange either of those. Then I'd probably say Halloween Resurrections. That one was fucking trash. Did I say Halloween? No, Halloween Ends is the worst. Then Halloween Rob Zombie 2. I switched Kills and Ends. Ends is the worst. Halloween Rob Zombie 2. Resurrections. 6. Resurrection 6. Then I'd go Kills, because it really got sidetracked off of what they started in the first one. Once you get the Kills, it's like, it's not bad necessarily, it's just not all that great. Kills, then I go Halloween 5. Then I go Rob Zombie's first one. And now we're getting to the good to great territory. I'd go... I'm sure I'm missing one. I'd go Halloween 3. Great fucking movie. When you look at it, a lot of people hated it because there was no Mike Myers. If you look at it just Season of the Witch, amazing movie. The problem is when you look at a Halloween movie, it kind of dips it. And we're going based on Halloween, Michael Myers, boom, boom, boom. That's why I'm kind of dropping a little lower, but it is an excellent movie. So Season of the Witch, so 3. Then I'd go H2O, Halloween 2. If we're going based on my favorite, okay, so, well, the whole list pretty much is the same, but H2O, Halloween 2, Halloween 2018, and if you're going the best, then it's Halloween 4, then the original Halloween. If you're going my favorite, you swap Halloween at the 2, and then Halloween 4 at number 1. But that's my ranking. I might have missed one in there, whatever. But that's kind of pretty much my ranking. So I do think that there are, like, Rob Zombie's first one I do think is watchable. Once you get to a second one, that is a 2-pack of ass.
Being commissioned and ultimately not happening. We've covered several of them here on the channel, and there are some decent enough ideas in there. But when Blumhouse bought the rights, we got the
I do think they should have did the Jamie character more justice in 6. You should have had Danielle and kind of wrapped that trilogy up. Obviously, they wanted to go a different route. Boom, boom, boom. And 6 ended up being one of the worst movies. But I do think the Jimmy character deserved a better send-off than what they got. And they should have used Danielle. They shouldn't have used, what was her name, J.C. Brandy or whatever.
Unconventional pairing of David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. Two people who were more associated with comedies than anything. And we'll get into that later. But yeah, we got 3 films. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Each was fairly successful at the box office, but lost quality with each passing entry. As someone who quite enjoyed 2018 when it was first released, it was a smart decision to take the franchise back to its roots, and get rid of some of the history that was weighing it down. But then the sequels came out and more of the shine was lost. Honestly, they kind of ruined it a bit in retrospect. So let's break it down by category and see what didn't work.
Wasn't it her brother who, like, cold-blooded mutilated all those teenagers?
No, that's just a bit that some people made up to make him feel better, I think.
At first, I
do think it was good they got rid of the sibling storyline. It kind of just showed this is fresh, no connection. You have to get rid of any connection with the other ones, because then for new fans that were, like, watching Halloween for the first time, and I saw 2018 in theater. That movie was fucking goated watching that in theater. But for new fans seeing that for the first time, then they start trying to watch the other ones. It would have confused the whole fucking plot, because it's like, well, it's a sister here, but then boom, 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 and then fucking, but then she died, and now there's 4 and 5. There's Jamie, but some reason in 6, and then but some reason now Lori's back in H2O, but they don't now. Like that, it would have done too much trying to do all that. It's better just to restart.
Actually pretty happy with the fact that Green was dropping the brother-sister element of Michael and Laurie. Making Myers a killer who simply tormented Strode because she crossed his path makes him all the scarier. And it was what Carpenter intended with his original film, so it's not an outright bad idea. But with Laurie being such a central character for this trilogy, the lack of familial ties make their run-ins feel far too random and simply happenstance.
he's not necessarily wrong about that.
If they were still a family, it would make Laurie's paranoia feel rooted in truth. I mean, he already went after her once and will do so again his first opportunity to do so. Instead, Laurie just looks like a crazy person who obsesses over a very brief period of her life and will not let it go.
Not wrong.
I get it, she lost some friends, but what she needed was therapy, not a compound in the woods. It doesn't help that Michael going after family is always what has set this franchise apart from something like Friday the 13th. It's the backbone and driving force of the series. There's this feeling that if you're related to Michael, he will hunt you down and kill everyone in your life until he can reach you. It's the stuff of nightmares. Getting rid of this element gets rid of what made it unique. It also takes away from one of the main characters in a pretty big way.
He's waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him.
I don't even know who you are.
Laurie Strode is the final girl. She's essentially the prototype for what would come later. We would have no Sidney Prescott without Laurie. And sure, Jamie Lee Curtis had returned to the role multiple times before, but this felt like a big reset. Unfortunately, when you look at her arc in the trilogy, her actions don't make a whole lot of sense from film to film. See, she was so traumatized by the night Michael killed her friends Annie and Linda that she's essentially become a doomsday prepper. She lives on a compound and is so crazy that she had her daughter taken away from her. Hell, she has this whole elaborate system to trap Michael inside and burn all of her worldly possessions. Her entire world has been based around this traumatic event from her teenage years. It feels less about protection and more about revenge. Yet the events of Halloween Night 2018, where literally dozens of people die, including her own daughter, don't affect her to nearly a degree. She essentially takes a, well, we all have to move on approach.
That's my biggest problem when you get the Halloween ends to, well, one of my biggest problems, Michael being barely in it for the Corey character was a big problem, but literally, like, it made no sense. Like, Laurie fucking, in the original, Laurie's friends get fucking killed. She almost gets killed. Boom, boom, boom. And it traumatized her for 40 fucking years. She lost her daughter, all that shit. Like he said. To the point, and Michael escapes and all that. And she's like, I'm killing this. I'm hunting him down. I'm killing him. Boom, boom, boom. You know, he gets out of the trap they set for him. He goes and kills more people. Kills her fucking daughter. Now her friend's dying, and her almost dying that one night traumatized her for 40 fucking years. Her granddaughter almost dies. Her daughter dies. And what fucking happens? 4 years later, because I think it was 4 years, Halloween Ends was 4 years after the events of Kills. What happened? She's like, well, we pretty much gotta move on. I went back into society. But, like, that makes no fucking sense. At this point, you'd be even more fucking like, oh, what, like, you'd be even more like, I'm gonna kill this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Or I gotta separate myself, or boom, boom, boom. You'd be even more, no, she was out here living a normal life, talking about, who was I forgot the fucking sheriff's name. Hawkins. Her and fucking Sheriff Hawkins were over here talking about fucking cherry blossoms and shit, bro.
It makes no sense. If anything, Laurie should have been more happy-go-lucky, just wanting to move on with her life in 2018.
Yes.
Michael is in an asylum, and so many years have passed that there's no reason for her to be so guarded. Especially since all evidence points to her and her friends simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yet in 2022, when Michael is still on the loose, she's over it, being Susie Homemaker and even being flirty in a grocery store. He killed your daughter. Give a shit, please. Go hunt him down. And it's funny.
Oh, they didn't even mention, that's the crazy, they didn't even mention Judy Greer's character, Karen. They didn't even mention her outside of like that initial, like, oh, he killed my daughter. They didn't even mention her once after that in that movie. That's what's crazy.
That we skip past Halloween 2, where Laurie is mostly just lying in a hospital bed all movie, only to do the exact same thing again in Kills.
Yep.
Back in the day, that was a chief complaint about that film.
It was a complaint about 2, but I think 2 still knocked out of the fucking park with everything else they did. The problem with Kills is, Kills really took a hit due to Laurie being out of it. You know what I'm saying? I think Laurie and Karen, Jamie Lee Curtis and Judy Greer, I think it really took a hit with them being out because they were trapped in the hospital for the majority of the movie. And now you had like all these random guys going and finding Michael, you know, Tommy Jarvis or Tommy fucking Jarvis, Tommy Doyle, which I wish they could have got Paul Rudd to do that again, but they're getting all these other guys that go find Michael. And remember, everyone was doing that evil dies tonight bullshit. Yeah, no, I think the movie really took a hit from having Jamie Lee Curtis and Judy Greer sit this one in the hospital majority of it.
Laurie doesn't have much to do. So why put her in that position yet again? Especially after you already erased it from the timeline once. Isn't the
Hold up, I need to change my stream to just chatting. Forgot to do that.
point to try and improve and do better, not just repeat the same mistakes? If I were to edit the 3 films into one long narrative, I'd just cut from the end of the Kills director's cut where Laurie is leaving the hospital ready to do battle and go directly to her confrontation with Michael in her house. It's all one night and she gets her revenge. Easy peasy. Instead, we get this weird side tangent, which, oh boy, is it a problem.
Boys who keep secrets don't get custard for dessert.
When you saw
He pissed me off too, bro, because they did this whole Corey storyline and try to put him and Allison on some stupid ass Bonnie and Clyde shit. Completely, and the main problem, you know, I'll get into it. I'll let him talk his thing first. I'll get into it.
The title of the video, I'm sure many of you immediately thought of good old Corey Cunningham. This guy completely sidelines Michael in the 3rd film in what feels like an all-time cinematic misstep. I don't outright hate the idea, but you cannot do this for your final film. 2nd film, maybe. But in what is supposed to be the grand finale where Laurie finally does battle with Michael, you know, ignoring her confrontation in 2018, having this little nerd take up so much of the story, inexcusable. Now, I like Rowan Campbell. I think most of the problems lie with the script and direction versus something that the actor himself is doing. But framing the entire film around him and his struggles was such a dumb choice. It doesn't help that the man is clearly in good shape, yet is being picked on by a bunch of band geeks. This dude drives.
That I was about to say too. This nigga Corey, he sidelined Michael. They sidelined Michael from his story with Allison on some Bonnie and Clyde bullshit, and they try to make him the whole town try to make him the next boogeyman because Michael went away and boom, 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 and he accidentally killed that little ass kid. So the whole time trying to make him the next boogeyman, pretty much. And because of that, he decided, oh, I'm gonna start killing niggas, boom, boom, boom. And he wanted to be the next Michael Myers. They had him and Michael tag teaming and shit. And then on top of that, like, I'm supposed to take this nigga seriously, and he's 23, 24, 22, 23, however old he is. And he's getting bullied by the fucking band niggas at the high school, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And the biggest problem with this, too, is I remember it, too, bro, because this came out, like, I had just graduated. This is 2022, I think. I had just graduated, bro. And I remember the trailers, they were advertising this as, like, the final battle between Laurie and Michael and all that. And Laurie and Michael didn't have any sort of interaction until the last 10 minutes of the movie, and their fight was like 5 fucking minutes. And the whole thing was advertised as the final battle between these two niggas, and they did it in the last 5 fucking minutes. Whoever greenlit this fucking script should never work on a fucking Michael Myers movie again. They're not, but like, and it's crazy because as of now, there'll be another Halloween movie in the future. There 100% will. They're not gonna resist the urge to reboot it in like 5-10 years. Because then everyone's gonna be hyped. Like, Michael Myers is back. Boom, boom, boom. So it's gonna happen. You're probably gonna get a full. I'm telling you, we're probably gonna get a full reboot within like the next 5-10 years. They're gonna reboot the whole fucking thing. But as of now, this is the final Halloween movie and the final like Michael Myers film we've got. You know, say if they never make another one, then this is the lasting image of Michael Myers. You know what I'm saying? So.
A motorcycle and fixes cars. Pick a damn lane. It feels like subversion just for the sake of it. Corey ends up killing more people in ends than Michael himself.
Yep.
Hell, he even beats him up at one point, taking his
That's why I should turn the fucking movie off too. He went in that fucking sewers, beat Michael's ass, and then fucking walked out. Pissed me off, bro. I'm glad I didn't see this movie. I didn't see Kills or Ends in theaters because I think they put them on Peacock or some shit along with theaters. So I just didn't go to the theater. I'm glad I didn't because I'd have been pissed if I spent money to go see this in theaters.
Asking, making Myers look like the old man that he is. Everything about Corey's presence diminishes what makes Michael so damn cool. Look.
And I hate to keep pausing and shit. And yeah, people could argue, okay, Michael's an old man, boom, boom, boom. He was an old man in 2018. He was an old man in Halloween Kills, and he looked fine whooping niggas' ass, boom, boom, boom. So what's different here? 4 years went by. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't blame Corey. If you're telling me I could get Michael's powers just by having an intense moment of eye contact in a sewer, then I'd probably do the same. I'm a big fan after all. But everything that's done for Corey chips away at Michael, who is nothing more than a broken down old man living underground. For a spin-off movie, sure. But not for Jamie Lee Curtis's supposed final appearance in the series.
Like Michael's doctor.
I do believe Jamie Lee will never do another Halloween movie.
Way. We did not need another Loomis.
No.
It's been done to death, and in a story like this, he's entirely unnecessary. Loomis himself is someone who got crazier and crazier as the films went on, and started to feel like he was being included simply because Donald Pleasence was a staple of the franchise, which he was.
No, I think Donald Pleasence was very much needed in 4, and no, I'd say he was needed in every one, honestly, because 4, the 10-year, boom, 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 and he's like, that's what I seen, Sheriff. 5, he's getting at 6. Yeah, I think he was. I don't think he was there just because he was a core. He was there. I think he was needed in those movies. I do think he was needed in those movies.
Sartain is just a cheap knockoff who hands out exposition like it's his job.
I will agree with that.
Which I guess it sorta is. And it doesn't help that his big villain reveal looks so damn silly. I mean, whose idea was this? Oh, right. This kind of goes back to the family angle. Sartain trying to take Michael to Laurie makes sense if they're brother and sister. Instead, he just thinks they have this connection, which...
Yeah, that didn't really make a lot of sense, I will say that.
Frankly, is untrue. It makes him look like a bad doctor. As proven by his great scene where Michael stalks a neighborhood, he's an opportunistic killer. He simply goes for the most vulnerable. He's not hunting down Laurie in any way. But make them siblings again, and suddenly Sartain taking Michael to her has a sense of tension. Instead, since he's just going where the kills take him, we're lucky he doesn't just head off down the road and find someone else to murder. And can we break down Sartain's plan? He causes the accident that allows Michael to escape in the first place. But what was he gonna do if this kid hadn't shot him? Just sneakily follow Michael around and try to observe him? Seems like he probably would have gotten murdered.
Did he cause the accident?
I don't see Michael as the type to let someone just
follow
Michael
him around.
And God knows this guy isn't some kind of world-class spy. It would have been so obvious. But I suppose it's his own hubris that gets him killed in the first place, as he thinks he has an understanding of Michael and proves to have nothing of the sort. It gives us another villain in a Halloween movie where we don't need one. Michael is more than enough.
Michael Myers has haunted this town for 40 years. Tonight we hunt him down.
It was very evident in 2018 that they were setting up Laurie's granddaughter Allison to be the new final girl.
Yep.
In many ways, she felt like the heir apparent and was set up really well in that first film. She's got the classic looking out the window to see someone moment, and she takes no shit. When she sees her boyfriend cheating on her, she pushes him to the curb and leaves. Hell, she even quickly puts a stop to another guy trying to drunkenly come on to her. She feels like a final girl. She doesn't have quite as much agency in the final act, as she's mostly just running through the woods then hiding in the basement, but it does end with this cool moment of her holding the knife. Pretty solid overall, but much like the films themselves, she gets worse with each entry.
I do agree with that.
Her cheating.
I do agree with that. I think she knocked out the park in 2018. She still did good in kills. I will say she still did good in kills, but when you get the ends, it's like it ends. It was definitely her weakest of the films. I won't say she was terrible, but it was definitely her weakest. of the films.
Boyfriend and takes him back, which, hey girl, have some self-respect. Then she really doesn't do a whole lot, though that can be said of many of the people in Kills. She does have a few moments where she stands up to Michael, which is pretty cool, but she quickly drops the ball. She's not the driving force that she should be. Probably to put more focus on Karen, who suffers a grisly fate. Then everything falls apart and ends. She becomes smitten with the weirdo kid and treats her grandma like crap. She's even ready to leave Haddonfield with this guy, despite the fact that he has every red flag in the book. But oh, he's weird and quirky and likes to lay on the dance floor. Gross. Allison, have higher standards.
I believe in Michael Myers, a deranged serial killer, but the boogeyman, no.
It's always been weird how David Gordon Green was adamant that his Michael was not supernatural and was a real person, because I'm not sure he understands what that means. Even in the first film, he's pulling out people's teeth in a matter of seconds and smashing a guy's head into nothing with just a stomp. That's not exactly something that a human being does, let alone someone in their 60s. Then we move on to Kills, and he is 100% fully supernatural. This
He was torture niggas, bro.
Damage.
He was torture niggas in that movie, bro. He really got his ass whooped, stepped back up, and beat everyone's ass at the end of the movie.
Still moving forward like he's a freaking Terminator. In fact, Kills even introduces this element of Michael getting stronger when he kills. See, the townsfolk at the end are beating him down, but then he gets the upper hand and he's rejuvenated. There's no other explanation. If this was a real man, then he would have been dead as a doornail right here. Hell, this even leads to a full-blown hulking out moment and ends, where we practically see him get his powers from killing this cop. This is not a real human being. Look, I'm okay with it for the most part. Zombie Jason is my favorite, so why would I have any issue with Michael getting his supernatural on? But the fact that Green has been pretty adamant that he's not otherworldly adds a wrinkle. He's capable of spectacular things, but not impossible things. So I don't personally see him as supernatural.
No, he was supernatural.
This must have been before Michael full-on transfers some of his evil juju onto a young protege with some super intense eye contact. Like, what are we doing here? And can someone explain to me why Michael is so obsessed with looking out his sister's window? In Kills, it feels like his whole purpose in life is to stare out that damn window. He does it in the beginning, and keeps going back there to, you guessed it, stare again. Hell, I'd argue that Karen probably wouldn't have been killed at the end if she just wasn't standing in Michael's special spot.
100%.
Hell, an argument could be made that the whole reason he's hanging out in the sewer and ends is because the Myers house has been demolished, so now he has no purpose in life. Aw, poor Michael.
I know you talking about smoking weed. Don't lie to me. That's against the rules. I'm telling my mom.
I can appreciate any moment of levity in a horror movie. That can really help to ease up the tension so that then the tension can properly build up again later. But the comedy in the Halloween trilogy feels so out of left field and unnecessary.
Right now, dancing is my thing, you know, and...
No, I think 2018 did the comedy well. That was one thing I did say. I think they go too much with... Like, when you go back to Resurrections, it was just... Like, it was done too much. Like, trick or treat, motherfucker, and I'm playing like... I think 2018 did the comedy very well for that fucking movie. I think they placed it at the right times.
It really hits me in the heart.
Take, for example, these two officers talking about banh mi sandwiches for a full minute. It's literally just these two guys in a car that we haven't met before talking extensively about this sandwich. It's such tonal whiplash. Then we don't even get to see their deaths. They're killed off screen. At least show it to us after making us suffer through such a stupid scene. Though probably the biggest defender is the character of Julian. He's just a sassy little shit. In Kills, we have Big John and Little John, who actually have an interesting setup. They're a gay couple who live in the remodeled Myers house, and they're complete caricatures. They're just there for a bit of levity, and it feels really disconnected from the rest of the movie. There's also an unintentional comedy that's present, especially in ends. I mean, I challenge anyone not to laugh when this boy splats on the floor in front of his parents. I struggle to ever take that seriously.
I'm telling you.
Then there's the band kids who are full on bullying Corey because he won't buy them alcohol.
We're in the fucking washes, man.
And why does this guy sound like he's from New Jersey? The fact that they're essentially the ones that even cause all of the events of the film to happen is so dumb, and their corny lines just make it all the worse.
Evil dies tonight!
The idea of the town of Haddonfield being paranoid and wanting to take down Michael Myers isn't so bad in theory, but boy oh boy is the execution rough. I love Anthony Michael Hall, but everything about Tommy Doyle feels underwritten. If you remember from the first film, Tommy was really more ancillary than anything. He sees Michael, sure, but they're sent off to the Mackenzies and don't even see a dead body. To make it his entire personality feels a bit silly. And the inclusion of the Penguin Man makes this town look incredibly stupid. You see on the broadcast that there are multiple inmates unaccounted for, including Michael Myers and Penguin Man.
We think he's gonna be killing niggas, bro?
Had more different physiques. Yet the moment Penguin Man shows up, everyone is immediately
100%.
like, oh my god, Michael Myers, kill him. There's something oddly tragic about this character getting unfairly vilified by the mob. It's just too bad it's also melodramatic and has to make everyone so stupid in order
100%.
to get to where it wants to be. I genuinely think Evil Dies Tonight is what leaves a strange stink on kills for many people.
100%.
While I still like the film for its high body count, it's hard to ignore how dumb this whole subplot manages to be.
It's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to one good scare.
I already mentioned how Tommy feels a bit underwritten, but he's far from the only person. Legacy characters like Marion Chambers, Lindsay Wallace, Lee Brackett, and Lonnie Elam are all brought back. Wait, you don't remember Lonnie? Well, that's because he's the boy that's bullying Tommy, who Loomis does this to at one point.
Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from there.
Inconsequential, yet someone who's apparently worth bringing back. And they're just brought back for a moment of nostalgia. And
moment of nostalgia just to get smoked.
They really don't do anything outside of get themselves.
That scene with Marion Chambers was fucking sick. That was one of those ones that was unintentionally funny, bro. Because the moment where she goes, hey, Mike, when he kind of just looks at her and goes, this is for Dr. Loomis. And that gun just clicks. And he's like, she's like, oh! This nigga reaches over to doon, and fucking, oh, that was funny, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Killed.
They did her
This
bogus.
is not how you treat your legacy characters. Though I will give credit to Kyle Richards as Lindsay Wallace. She both survives the ordeal and actually does a pretty decent job in the role. But everyone else ends up looking so stupid.
100%.
And does Lee Brackett just say his one good scare line every single Halloween? Genuinely the absolute worst form of fan service. If there's one thing that the trilogy has going for it, it's those sweet, sweet kills. I mean, hell, it's literally the namesake of the second film. He kills over 50 people across the 3 movies, and it's honestly pretty impressive for a man who originally only killed 4 people back in 1978. Then obviously his sister years before. This man goes on such a rampage that he puts other killers to shame. I have to keep this section brief because YouTube has been really stingy about violence lately, even when it's fake. Just know that I do acknowledge that it's a positive for the trilogy and the key element that gives it a rewatch value.
He stabbed his sister in the tits.
Many of the aforementioned elements weave together in making this such a mess. The lack of planning from Green and company gave us the Corey Cunningham plot, but the problem started well before then. This lack of direction is something that's all too common for franchises these days. And while that may have been okay in the 80s, when everyone is just flying by the seat of their pants, it feels unacceptable these days. Especially with a fan base that has pumped so much into the franchise over the years.
100%.
For all these reasons and more, I think that David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy is a failure. The future of the Halloween series is murky, though we'll assuredly get a new film eventually. That will likely reboot the series, or hell, even give us another, these films are canon and these films aren't, which has become a bit commonplace in this franchise. There's even a rumor that the announced TV series from Miramax will take the Season of the Witch approach and not even have Michael Myers in it. It's been nearly 4 years since End's released, so it feels like a new one is right around the corner. God knows that the Akkads will always pursue new entries. Here's just hoping that they learn from the David Gordon Green trilogy and hire someone with a clear vision, and maybe go for someone that's actually a horror filmmaker. What do you think? Is there any fun to be had with this trilogy? Which is your favorite entry? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and leave a comment, as that really helps the channel out and pushes the video out to other people. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape so I can kill him?
Oh my god. Hey, W Video Man, I agree with most of what he said in there. There's a couple things I didn't agree with. But, let me ban that. Stream booth bullshit. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, fucking, they fucked it up. They started so fucking well with that 2018 one, and it just went downhill from there, man. Yo, good stream, though. We went 2 hours and 40 minutes. A lot longer than I thought I was going to do. I didn't expect to finish the Spider-Man game in 40 minutes, but we watched our shit. Boom, boom, boom. You already know. We'll probably be back on stream tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be starting Spider-Man Miles Morales, or I'll be playing probably Black Ops 1 with some buddies. But, great stream. I don't know if the reaction shit's going to get on YouTube or not. We'll see. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, most likely. And until then, I will see ya.